Hello? Hi. Play... You told me to do this. You told me to read the spooky spaghettis. You bastard. You fucker. You're the fucker here. Also, I don't feel like drinking today. I need to... I need to be drinking to playing that. It is the spookiest. It is by far the scariest experience I've ever had. Okay. God. What do you guys want today? Do you want the PNG or do you want the live 2D? Also, I need to do something. How do I decorate my stream for this? Spooky background. God. Before 2022. Whoops. What the hell is this? Live 2D is spookier? I mean, I think the Live 2D is something to look at. If I'm like just sitting here reading something, the PNG doesn't provide much stimulation. The Zoomers are not gonna have their attention held. Okay. Hi, there's my guy. Where's my capture? Then Live 2D. Ha! Hello. Okay. Oh god. I forgot that it opens the fucking... It summons the homunculus. I turned over to my other monitor and I was not prepared. Okay. Alright, what's the spooky back? Okay, there we go. This is good. Can I just like paste this in here? No, I can't just paste an image. Boo. Open image. Save image. Spooky. Just see that in there. Add image. Where'd it go? Oh, did it save as a fucking web? Oh no, there it is. Okay. There we go. I need to move this way down here. Somewhere. Oh, no. 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 And onto my chat box. There we go. Okay, there's that. Let me move myself. Oh god, the watermark. ignore the little watermark thing. Okay. What else do I need? Hold on. I know what I need in here. Give me a minute. I'm setting the ambiance. 1 second, I can try that. Actually, does this even work with GIF? It's not transparent, you fuck. Barrett. It's scarier this way. Oh, here we go. Here we go. I need some music. Don't I have some spooky music in my... I might have some spooky music in my files here. What's this one? No, not that one. No. What's some copy? Okay, hold on. YouTube. Copyright free spooky music. I could play Hideous Confidious, but I don't know if it's gonna... I'm probably gonna get copyrighted. God, why does YouTube fucking show me playlists when I search for... Okay, Halloween Lo-Fi Mix copyright free. Alright, whatever. We'll see how that goes. Did I see this one? I did. Okay, now let me... I don't think this is what I want. I'm looking for like a good long video that I can just put on. There we go. Okay. Perfect. Fantastic. There we go. Look at him go. That's one spooky skelly. Alright, one more. This is a good one. Here we go. Hi, Sasha. You asked for this. Get in here. Okay, is that enough? I need one more thing. Oh, I wonder how I can... Hold on. No, I don't think I would have to... This would take some work to set up. Damn. I wanted that skeleton that runs across the screen, but I wanted to like randomize the timing of it. It would probably take me like 10 minutes to set up though. I'd have to like program something in Sammy. Speaking of which, I need to wake up Sammy. Wake up! More skeletons. Okay, you say so. Can I put Stan on stream? I should have a Stan cam. Once I get my phone, once I get a phone for tracking, I'll take this webcam, I'll make that the Stan cam. Oh, I actually have, why do I have this? Why is this just in my pictures? When did I use this? Whatever. You see the live, it's okay. The live 2D girl is also part of the spook. That's good. Okay. I'm gonna have to color key this one, but lock him to my head. I'd have to put him into OBS, into the live 2D. Okay, hold on a second. Let me do this. Let me see if I can. I should be able to color key this thing. Filters, add chroma key. Why is he all fucked up? Okay, whatever. Put him behind me? Okay. And drag him all the way down here. I think. A little further right. Yeah, under me. Under my chat box. There we go. Okay, actually, might as well learn how to do this. How do I use a prop in Live 2D? Oh, you guys can see all that. Uh-oh. I can do that in, there we go, hide the watermark a little bit. Oh, that cuts off my head though, doesn't it? There's a lot of junk in here, what the hell? My brain ain't big enough to understand all that. Isn't that just an easy way to like item settings? Spawn new web item? What the hell is a web item? What are all these items? Why do I have all this? Does this just come with Live 2D? How does this work? Alright, one second. Live 2D add item. Directly dragging data into the main window. Can I just drag and drop something? I wonder. not? Oh. Oh, but he's cut off. Okay, hold on. There we go. Why is he all fucked up? Oh, because I have the green... Because I'm using the green chroma key, aren't I? 1 second. Yeah. There we go. Can I also... No, not that. What is this? No. Color key. HDR tone mapping? No? What? I know there's a way to do this. No. Okay, I cannot figure that out. Can I just use that? Oh. That's not quite what I want. Fuck you too, Vince. No, that's not. No, that's not. It's not. Oh, there we go. Yeah, I can do that. Do we like this, or do we like the, That's not right. Do we like this? I think this is maybe better. What if I make it a lighter... darker? Like this? Ooh. Ooh. Tad lighter? You're so picky. Make vendrowned smaller. Wait, is he not? There we go. Oh, spooky. All right, I'm not fiddling with that anymore. Wait, where's the... I forgot to remove this guy from here. Okay. Are we ready? Is this good? Are you feeling spooky? Okay. Alright, I don't know what that means. Let me turn down the music a little bit. There we go. He's on my forehead. Why is he doing that? Wait. There we go. Okay, where's my pasta? Where's my spaghetti? There it is. All right, everyone, get settled in. Actually, no. Okay, I'm not gonna fuck with things anymore. It's good enough. Okay. This is Vendrowned. There's no name of any author. Oh, Alex Hall. Is that the author? Or is that the character? Just a summary. Appearance and origins. Okay, here's the actual story. Let me move this over here so it's a little more comfortable. And let me bring the mic closer and put this up. There we go. Yeah? Hello? Waiting. Horns and a pitchfork? Okay. Alright. Is this one transparent? I don't think it is. I could make it transparent because this one's kind of funny, but let me see. See if I can actually find a transparent one. No, that's fake transparent. Fuck you. Okay, 1 second. If I open this, hi Jackal. If I open this real quick in paint.net. There we go. Save as PNG. Whoa. Scary. Oh, actually, can I add it here? In my live duty? Oh, fuck. No, wrong one. No. How do I... Oh, no. How do I delete this? Where is it? God. Oh, no. It killed Ben. Fuck. No, there. Okay. Okay, there's that. Oh, which one of these is the transparent? Get out of here, stupid fucking... Actually, maybe there's already one in here. Hold on. There's almost definitely horns in here. I don't know if there's a pitchfork. There's not, but I could take these horns. Let me try this. Oh no, that's not. Oh, okay. Huh. There's that. Let me open this and then make this separate. Wait, are they both? Okay. Alright. Configure, there we go. No, I don't want all this, I just want to remove it. Oh, here we go, delete. Okay, I don't want those ones. There we go. Yeah. That's some spooky stuff. Oh, no, no. No, come on. Oh no, it's covering me now. I can't move myself anymore. Okay. There we go. Alright, are you guys ready now? Why is he so bad? I'm not used to this body, okay? Okay. Are we good? Are we satisfied? One more skeleton. Okay, let me see here. Which one do I want? Two more, you're getting greedy now. Do you want two whole skeletons? It just never ends for you. Okay. Okay, fine. Two more. Hold on, which... I gotta find another... There's only so many transparent dancing skeleton gifts that I can find reasonably quickly. I've given up naming them. I'm just putting gibberish. Where did he go? Yeah. Oh, that's a big skiller. What? Why'd you stop? I didn't say you could stop. Okay, whatever. He doesn't like to dance. He's lazy. Can you make one very big? Which one? Okay, actually this guy is perfect. I will put him way back here. There we go. You can like peek out from there. Okay. Alright, I'm gonna get started. That's enough. Alright. Get comfy. Prepare to be spooked. Oh, waiter. More skeletons, please. Okay, X, I need your help with this. This is not a copypasta, this is a long read, but I feel like my safety or well-being could very well depend on this. This is video game related, specifically Majora's Mask, and this is the creepiest shit that's ever happened to me in my entire life. Having said that, I recently moved into my dorm room as a sophomore in college, and a friend of mine gave me his old Nintendo 64 to play. I was stoked, to say the least. I could finally play all those games, those old games of my youth that I hadn't touched in at least a decade. His Nintendo 64 came with one yellow controller and a rather shoddy copy of Super Smash Bros. And while beggars can't be choosers, needless to say, it didn't take long until I became bored of beating up level 9 CPUs. That weekend I decided to drive around a few neighborhoods about 20 minutes or so off campus, hitting up local garage sales, hoping to score on some good deals from ignorant parents. And I ended up picking up a copy of Pokemon Stadium, GoldenEye, fuck yeah, F-Zero, and 2 other controllers for $2. Satisfied, I began to drive out of the neighborhood when one last house caught my attention. I still have no idea why it did. There were no cars there and only one table was set up with random junk on it. But something sort of drew me there. I usually trust my gut on these things, so I got out of the car and I was greeted by an old man. Reading too fast? Skill issue. His outward appearance was, for lack of a better word, displeasing. It was odd if you asked me to tell you why I thought he was displeasing. I couldn't really pinpoint anything. There was just something about him that put me on edge. I can't explain it. All I can tell you is that if it wasn't in the middle of the afternoon and there were other people within shouting distance, I would not have even thought of approaching this man. He flashed a crooked smile at me and asked what I was looking for, and immediately I noticed that he must be blind in one of his eyes. His right eye had that glazed over look about it. I forced myself to look to his left eye instead, trying not to offend, and asked him if he had any old video games. Audio redeems don't work? What? What the hell? Whatever. I don't have my activity feed up or anything. He flashed a crooked... Okay, I saw I was there. Stop distracting me, you fools. I was already wondering how I could politely excuse myself from the situation when he would tell me he had no idea what a video game was. But to my surprise, he said he had a few ones in an old box. He assured me he'd be back in a jiffy and turned to head back into the garage. As I watched him hobble away, I couldn't help but notice that he was... what he was selling on his table. Littered across his table were rather peculiar paintings, various artworks that looked like ink blots that a psychiatrist might show you. Curious, I looked over them. It was obvious why no one was visiting this guy's garage sale. These weren't exactly aesthetically pleasing. As I came to the last one, for some reason it looked almost like Majora's Mask. The same heart-shaped body with little spikes protruding outward. Initially, I just thought that since I was secretly hoping to find that game at these garage sales, some Freudian bullshit was projecting itself into the ink blots. But given the events that happened afterward, I'm not so sure now. I should have asked the man about it. I wish I would have asked him about it. After staring at the Majora-shaped blot, I looked up and the old man was suddenly there again, arm's length in front of me, smiling at me. I'll admit I jumped out of reflex, and I laughed nervously as he handed me a Nintendo 64 cartridge. It was the standard gray color, except that someone had written Majora on it in black permanent marker. I got butterflies in my stomach as I realized what a coincidence this was, and asked him how much he wanted for it. The old man smiled at me and told me that I could have it for free, that it used to belong to a kid who was about my age that didn't live here anymore. There was something weird about how the man phrased that, but I didn't really want to pay attention to that. But I didn't really pay any attention to then. I was too caught up in not only finding this game, but getting it for free. Typo! Mods, kill him! Kill him now! I reminded myself to be a bit skeptical, since this looked like a pretty shady cartridge, and there's no guarantee it would work. But the optimist inside me interjected that maybe it was some kind of beta version or pirated version. That scared the crap out of me. Hello? What was that? Anonymous viewer gifted subs. Wow, thank you. Thanks, Anon. I wonder who that could have been. Thank you. Take my crumbs, peasant. Thank you, sir. Very fine crumbs, sir. Very good. Where was I can't even highlight text in here? What the hell kind of site is this? I thanked the man, and the man smiled at me and wished me well, saying, "Goodbye, then." At least that's what it sounded like to me. All the way in the car ride home, I had a nagging doubt that the man had said something else. My fears were confirmed when I booted up the game. To my surprise, it worked just fine, and there was one save file named simply Ben. "Goodbye, Ben," he was saying. "Goodbye, Ben." I felt bad for the man, obviously a grandparent and obviously going senile, and I, for some reason or another, reminded him of his grandson Ben. Out of curiosity, I looked at the save file, eyeballing it. I could tell that he was pretty far in the game. He had almost all of the masks and 3/4 remains of the bosses. I noticed that he had used an owl statue to save his game. He was on day 3 and by the stone tower temple with hardly an hour left before the moon would crash. I remember thinking that it was a shame that he had come so close to beating the game but never finished it. I made a new file named Link out of tradition and started the game, ready to relive my childhood. For such a shady-looking game cartridge, I was impressed at how smoothly it ran. Just like any retail copy of the game, save for a few minor hiccups here and there, like textures being where they shouldn't be, random flashes of cutscenes. Nothing too bad. However, the only thing that was a little unnerving was that at times the NPCs would call me Link, and at other times they would call me Ben. I figured it was just a bug, a fluke in the programming, causing our files to get mixed up or something. It did kind of creep me out, though, after a while, and it was around after I'd beaten the Woodfall Temple that I regrettably went into the save files and deleted Ben. I had intended to preserve the file out of respect. It's not like I needed 2 files anyway, hoping that that would solve the problem. It did, and it didn't. Now NPCs wouldn't call me anything. Where my name should be in the dialogue, there was just a blank space. My save file was still named Link, though. Frustrated and with homework to do, I put the game down for a day. I started playing again last night, getting the Lens of Truth and working my way towards completing Snowhead Temple. Now, some of you more hardcore Majora's Mask players know about the 4th day glitch. For those of you who can Google it, for those of you who don't, you can Google it, but the gist of it is that right as the clock is about to hit midnight on the final day, you talk to the astronomer and look through the telescope. If you time it right, the countdown disappears, and you essentially have another day to finish what you were doing. Deciding to do the glitch to try and finish the Snowhead Temple, I happened to get it right on the first try, and the time counter at the bottom disappeared. However, when I pressed B to exit the telescope, Instead of being greeted by the astronomer, I found myself in the Majora boss fight room at the end of the game, the trippy boxed-in area, staring at Skull Kid hovering over me. There was no sound, just him floating in the air above me, and the background music, which was regular for the area, but still creepy. Immediately my palms began to sweat. This was definitely not normal. Skull Kid never appeared here. I tried moving around the area, and no matter where I went, Skull Kid would always be facing me, looking at me, not saying anything. Nothing would happen though, and this kept up for around 60 seconds. I thought the game had bugged or something, but I was beginning to doubt that very much. I was about to reach for the reset button when text appeared on my screen. You're not sure why, but you apparently had a reservation. I instantly recognized that text. You get that message when you get your room key from Andrew in the Stockpot Inn. But why was it playing here? I refused to entertain the notion that it was almost as if the game was trying to communicate with me. I started to navigate the room again, testing to see if that was some sort of trigger that enabled me to interact with something here. Then I realized how stupid I was. To even think that someone could reprogram the game like this was absurd. Sure enough, 15 seconds later another message appeared on the screen, and again, like the first one, it was already a pre-existing phrase. Go to the lair of the temple's boss. Yes, no. I paused for a second, contemplating what I should press and how the game would react, when I realized that I couldn't select no. Taking a deep breath, I pressed yes, and the screen faded to white, with the words "Dawn of a New Day," with a subtext bar, 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 beneath it. Where I was ported to filled me with the most intense sense of dread and impending fear I ever experienced. The only way I can describe the way I felt here is having this feeling of inexplicable depression on a profound scale. I'm not normally a depressed person, but the way I felt here was a feeling that I didn't even know existed. It was such a twisted, powerful presence that seemed to wash over me. I appeared in some kind of weird Twilight Zone version of Clocktown. I walked out of the clock tower, as you normally do when you start from day one, only to find that all the inhabitants were gone. Usually with the 4th day glitch, you can still find the guards and the dog that runs around outside the tower, but this time they were all gone. And what replaced them was the ominous feeling that there was something out there, in the same area as me, and that it was watching me. I had 4 hearts to my name and the hero's bow, but at this point I wasn't even considered for my avatar. I felt that I personally was in some kind of danger. Perhaps the most chilling thing was the music. It was the Song of Healing, ripped straight from the game itself, but played in reverse. The music would get louder, building up as if you should expect something to pop out at you, but nothing ever did. And the constant loop began to wear on my mental state. Every now and then I would hear the faint laugh of the happy mask salesman in the background, just quiet enough that I wasn't sure if I was hearing things, but just loud enough to keep me determined to find him. I looked in all 4 zones of Clocktown, only to find nothing. No one. Textures were missing, the West Clocktown had me walking on air, and the entire area felt broken. Hopelessly broken. As the reverse Song of Healing repeated for what must have been the 50th time, I just remember standing in the middle of South Clocktown, realizing that I had never felt so alone in a video game before. As I walked through the ghost town, I don't know whether it was the combination of the out-of-place textures and the atmosphere and the haunting melody of the once peaceful and soothing song being butchered and distorted. But I was literally on the verge of tears, and I had no idea why. I hardly ever cry. Something had gripped me here that in this powerful sense of depression that was both foreign and crippling. I tried leaving Clocktown, but every time I attempted to zone out, the screen would fade to black, and I would just zone into another part of Clocktown. I tried playing my ocarina. I wanted to escape, and I did not want to be here, but every time I played the Song of Time or Song of Soaring, it would only say, "Your notes echo far, but nothing happens." By this point, it was obvious the game didn't want me to leave, but I had no idea why it was keeping me here. I didn't want to go inside the buildings. I felt that I would be too vulnerable there to whatever I was terrified of. I don't know why, but I came up with the idea that maybe if I drowned myself at the laundry pool, I could spawn somewhere else and leave this place. As I zoned in and ran towards the pool, that's when it happened. Link grabbed his head, and the entire screen flashed for a brief moment of the Happy Mask salesman smiling at me. Not Link, with the Skull Kid's scream playing in the background, and when the screen returned, I was staring at the Link statue from playing the song of Elegy of Emptiness. I screamed as the thing just stared back at me with that haunting facial expression. I turned around and ran out and back into South Clocktown. And to my horror, that fucking statue followed me in. The only way I can compare this is like the weeping angels from Doctor Who. Oh my god. Oh my god. Oh, that is so... okay. Really dates itself there. Every so often, at random intervals, the animation would play of the statue appearing behind me. I do like them, but I mean, like, they were just so present for a certain time. I feel like no one talks about them anymore, right? I did do that, that's true. But, like, seeing that, I just instantly know that this is, like, mid-2010s. Oh, God, there's so much. There's so much. I haven't caught up in the last couple seasons. I think after Capaldi, it really fell off. Even Capaldi was kind of iffy at times, but I did like him. Anyway. Every so often, at random intervals, the animation would play of the statue appearing behind me. It was like the thing was chasing me, or I don't even want to fucking say it, haunting me. By this point, I was on the verge of hysterics, but not even once did the thought of turning off the console occur to me. I don't know why. I was so wrapped up in it. The terror felt also real. I tried to shake the statue, but it would literally appear right behind me every single time. Link started to begin making weird animations I had never even seen him do before. He would flail his arms around or spasm randomly, and the screen would cut to the Happy Mask salesman smiling again for a brief moment, before I was face to face with that fucking statue again. I ended up running into the Swordmaster's dojo and ran to the back. I don't know why, but in my panic, I just wanted some kind of assurance that I'm not alone here. To my dismay, I found no one. But as I turned to leave, the statue cornered me in the cubby in the back. I tried attacking the statue with my sword, but to no avail. Confused and backed into a corner, I just stared at the statue, waiting for it to kill me. Suddenly, the screen flashed again to the Happy Mask salesman, and Link turned to face my screen, standing upright, mirroring the statue, looking at me along with his copy, literally staring at me. Whatever was left of the fourth wall was completely shattered while I ran out of the dojo terrified. Suddenly, the game warped me to an underground tunnel, and the reverse song of healing queued up again, as I was given a brief moment of rest, before the statue started appearing behind me again, this time aggressively. I could only take a few steps before it would summon behind me again. I hurriedly made my way out of the tunnel and appeared in southern Clocktown. As I ran aimlessly in a sheer panic, suddenly a Redead screamed and the screen faded to black as Dawn of the New Day and a bunch of bars. I don't know how many that is. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. The screen faded in, and I was standing on top of Clock Tower with Skull Kid hovering over me again, silent. I looked up and the moon was back, looming just meters above my head. But the Skull Kid just stared at me hauntingly with that fucking mask. A new song was playing, the Stone Tower Temple theme played in reverse. In some sort of desperate attempt, I equipped my bow and fired off a shot at the Skull Kid, and it actually hit him, and he played an animation of him reeling back. I fired again, and on the third arrow a text box appeared, saying, "That won't do you any good, hee hee." And I was picked off the ground, levitated upwards on my back, and then Link screamed as he burst into flames, instantly killing him. I jumped when this happened. I'd never seen this move used by anyone in the game, and Skull Kid himself didn't have any moves. As the death screen played, my lifeless body still burning, the Skull Kid laughed, and the screen faded to black, only to have me reappear in the same place. I decided to charge him, but the same thing happened. Link's body lifted off the ground by some unknown force and immediately burst into flames. This time, during the death screen, the faint sounds of the reverse song of healing could be heard. On my third and final try, I noticed that there was no music playing this time, that all there was an eerie silence. I remembered that in the original encounter with the Skull Kid, you were supposed to use the ocarina to either travel back in time or summon the giants. I attempted to play the Song of Time, but before I could hit the last note, Link's body once again exploded into flames, and he died. As the death screen neared its end, it began to chug, as if the cartridge was trying to process a lot of something. When the screen came to, it was the same scene as the first 3 times, except this time Link was lying on the ground dead, in a position I'd never seen in the game before, his head tilted towards the camera, with the Skull Kid floating above him. I couldn't move, I couldn't press any buttons. All I could do was just stare at Link's dead body. After around 30 seconds of this, the game simply fades out with the message, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" before kicking you out to the title screen. Upon getting back to the title screen and starting again, I noticed my save file was no longer there. Instead of Link, it was replaced with "Your Turn." Your Turn had 3 hearts, 0 masks, and no items. I selected Your Turn, and immediately when I did, I was returned to the Clock Tower rooftop scene of my Link dead and the Skull King hovering over, with the Skull Kids laughing, looping again and again. I quickly hit the reset button, and when the game booted up again, there was one more save file added below. Your Turn, entitled Ben. Ben's save file is right back where it was before I deleted it, at the Stone Tower Temple, with the moon almost crashing. I turned the game off at that point. I'm not superstitious, but this is way too fucked up even for me. I haven't played it at all today. Hell, I didn't even get any sleep last night. And I kept hearing the reverse song of healing in my head, and just remembering the sense of dread I felt, exploring Clocktown. I drove back to the old man's house today to ask him some questions with a buddy of mine. There's no way I was going back there alone. Only to find that there's a for sale sign in the front yard, and when I rang the door, no one was home. So now I'm back here writing down the rest of my thoughts and recording what happened. Sorry if some of this has grammatical errors and whatnot. I'm running on no sleep here. I'm terrified of this game, even more so now that I relived it a second time writing this all down. But I feel like there's still more to it than meets the eye, and that there's something calling to me to investigate this further. I think Ben is something in this equation, but I don't know what. And if I could get a hold of the old man, then I would be able to find some answers. I need another day or so to recuperate before tackling this game again. It's already taken a toll on my sanity, I feel like. But next time I do this, I'm going to be recording my footage all the way through. The idea to record only came to me towards the end, so you see the last few minutes of what I saw. But it's on YouTube here, and there's no link. Oh, there is okay, there's a video embedded beneath. I don't remember that. I'm gonna stay in this thread for a little while longer before I fall asleep to answer any questions you guys might have, or hopefully listen to your ideas or theories to help me shed some light into this, or maybe things I should try to do. I think I'm going to play Ben's file tomorrow to see what happens. Maybe I was supposed to do that all along. I don't believe in paranormal shit, but this is just a little fucked up. But maybe this Ben guy is just a really good hacker. I don't want to think about the alternatives if he isn't. And that's the end of the copy-paste. I'm hoping that maybe this is some kind of running gag and the developers had, and that other people have gotten gag or hacked copies of the game like this. It just really scares me. I'd forgotten about the videos, that there was actual videos of this stuff. It makes sense that this is one of the higher rated ones, I guess. If there's all this, like, they went through all this effort to make the videos and stuff. Oh. Give me a second, I need to stretch. Okay, water. Yes, I do need water. Let me go grab some water. I'll be right back. You guys hang out with the skeletons while I'm gone. Vendrowned. Ready for part 2? How's the audio? How's the music? Is everything at a good level? Okay. I just drowned. I already did. I should make that a redeem. Let me fix this. Weber said to use the skeleton he made? What skeleton? When did he make a skeleton? I should open my... Oh, bone job? Check my last RT. Oh, okay. Can I save this one? Do I have this one? Can't save it from here, I guess. Can I... Actually... No, that's not gonna work. I'd have to get it from the server, I guess. Good job. Whoops, I accidentally... Okay, I don't have that. I don't have Bone Job on me, sorry. And Twitter won't let me save it for some reason. I don't know why. Actually, maybe let me search from user. Why can't I? Oh. Yeah. I don't know why this is not letting me search. Okay, in this from. Discord, stupid fucking has image. There's my teeth rocks. Oh, there it is. Bone job. needs to go in the debacle stuff. I'll throw them in there. Bone job has arrived. Hold on, let me find him. There we go. Okay. Okay. Part 2. One second, I just need to get my activity feed. Oh, that's the sound you were trying to redeem. I probably broke all those, didn't I? I moved a bunch of my sounds. Son of a bitch. 1 second. 1 second. No, not here. Sound effects. Shit, I have to... documents. Okay, little guy. Actually, if I just change this, that should fix it. No. Where is it? Should be in here. Resources, sounds. My OGG. Oh, banana. Let me copy this path so I can fix the other ones. Oh, banana. There we go. Okay, 1 second. I'm fixing all my stuff. Okay, I probably deserve that. I moved a bunch of stuff around in my computer, but I forgot to update all these file paths. Falling down the stairs, it's a skeleton. That's good. What was the one you were trying to... There we go. And this one. And this one. Those should all be fixed. Oh, I have to fix this. Oh, son of a bitch. Does it... No, it should be. Or is this just my log? Hold on. Will I drink Rizzler Berry, Arizona? I don't think I will. And not unless you bring me some. Okay. What? Oh. Some of these I think are... can remove that one. I think the rest of these should be in here. Nope, that didn't work. Okay. I need to fix that. The randomized sound is not working for some reason. I don't know why. But the other sounds should now be fixed. Okay. That's enough stalling. Yes, excellent. Part 2. Thank you. I'm gonna post what happened and link the video footage, but last night everything got too real for me. I think I'm done messing around with this. I passed out pretty much immediately after making that thread. But last night, that Elegy of Emptiness statue, I had a dream about it. I dreamed that it was following me in my dream, that I would be minding my own business when I'd feel my neck hairs stand up on end. I would turn around and that thing, that horrible lifeless statue, would be staring at me with those empty eyes, merely inches away. In my dream, I remember calling it Ben, and never before had I had a dream that I could remember so vividly. But the important thing is I did get some sleep, I suppose. Today, putting off playing the game as long as I could, I drove back up to that neighborhood to see if the old man came back. As I expected, the car was still gone, and no one was home. As I was walking back to my car, the man next door mowing the grass killed the power to his lawnmower and asked me if I was looking for someone. I told him that I was looking to talk to the old man that lived there, to which he told me what I already knew: he was moving. Trying a different avenue, I asked if the old man had any family or relatives that I could talk to. I discovered that this old man had never been married, nor did he have any children or grandchildren through adoption. Starting to become worried, I asked one final question, one that I should have asked from the beginning. Who was Ben? The man's expression turned grim, and I learned that 4 doors down, around 8 years ago, on April 23rd, the man informed me that it was the same day as his anniversary. That's how he knew the specific date. There was an accident with a young boy named Ben in the neighborhood. Shortly after his parents moved, and despite any further attempts to talk to the man, he wouldn't divulge anything else. Okay, that didn't make sense. Let me move this one here. So I went back and started playing again. I loaded up the game, and immediately I jumped at the title screen where the mask flies by. The sound that played was not the normal whoosh sound. It was something much more high-pitched. I pressed start, bracing for the worst, but just like the 2 nights before, the files Your Turn and Ben were displayed. Truth be told, I looked at the Ben file earlier. It seems to fluctuate between displaying the L save and not. I brought up the Ben file, hesitated for a moment, noticing that the stats were not the same as the original 2 days ago. It seemed like he had already completed the Stone Tower Temple this time. Summoning my courage, I selected it. Immediately, I was thrust into complete chaos. Sure enough, I was outside Stone Tower Temple, but that's all about that was expected. The zone itself wasn't called Stone Tower Temple, but rather ST space O space NE. And immediately a dialogue box of complete gibberish that I couldn't make out greeted me. Link's body was distorted, his back was cocked violently to the side where his posture was permanently disfigured. Link's expression was dull, almost monotonous, and he had an expression on his face that I didn't recognize before. It was a blank look, as if he was dead. As Link stood there, his body spasmed irregularly back and forth. I examined what had become of my avatar and noticed I had a C button item I had never seen before. Some kind of note, but pressing it did nothing. Sounds played back and forth that I didn't recognize from the game, almost demonic in nature. And there was some kind of... Yes, demonic sounds, exactly. Thank you. And there was some kind of high-pitched yip or some kind of laugh or something playing in the background. I had all of 2 minutes to take in the environment before another one of those fucking Elegy of Emptiness statues was summoned, and immediately after I was cut into Dawn of the Day screen. Except this time it was without the bar's subtext. I was a Deku scrub in Clocktown. This scene would normally play after the first time you traveled back in time. Tattle would say, "Well, what just happened?" It's as if everything has... But instead of starting over, she finished her remark in broken text, as the laugh of the Happy Mask salesman played in the background. I was put back in control of my character, but from a fucked up camera angle. I was looking from behind the door to the clock tower, watching my avatar run around as a Deku scrub. Seeing as how I really had no place to go, because I couldn't see anything, I begrudgingly went inside the door. There I was greeted by the Happy Mask salesman, who simply told me, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" Before the screen whited out. I was in Termina Field as a human again. I might as well not have been playing the same game anymore. I was being warped around, and there was no sign of a day clock or anything. I took a moment to get my bearings, as I looked around the field, and immediately I could tell this was not normal. There were no enemies, and a twisted version of the Happy Mask salesman's theme was playing. I decided to run towards Woodfall before I noticed a gathering of 3 figures off to the side, one of them being Epona. As I approached them, to my horror, I saw the Happy Mask salesman, the Skull Kid, and the Elegy of Emptiness statue just standing there. I figured maybe they were bugged out, but by now I told myself that I should know better. Nevertheless, I approached them carefully and found that the Skull Kid was playing some kind of idle animation on loop. Same with Epona. And the Elegy of Emptiness statue was doing what it had been doing all along, just standing there eerily. It was the Happy Mask salesman that scared me more profoundly than the other two. He was too idle, wearing that shit-eating grin. But wherever I moved, his head slowly turned and followed me. I had not engaged in any dialogue with him, nor was I in combat with him. His head still continued to follow my movements. Reminded of my first encounter with the Skull Kid on top of the clock tower, I pulled out my ocarina, to which the game played the ding sound when you're supposed to play the ocarina, and tried a song I hadn't played yet, the Happy Mask salesman's own song, and the song that had been playing on loop back in day 4, the Song of Healing. I finished playing the song as I did, and as I did, an ear-piercing shriek blasted on my TV. The sky immediately started flashing. The Happy Mask salesman's twisted theme song sped up, intensifying the fear inside me, and Link exploded into flames and died. The 3 figures stayed lit up during my death screen as they watched my lifeless body burn. I can't describe to you how sudden and terrifying the transition from eerie to terror it is. You're gonna have to watch the video if you want to see firsthand. That same fear that caused me to lose sleep 2 days ago started to grip me again as I was met with the text, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" For the 3rd time. There has to be some kind of meaning behind that. I had a little time to ponder as I was immediately given another small cutscene, transforming into a Zora, and now I found myself in Great Temple Bay. Hesitant but curious to see what the game had in store for me, I slowly made my way towards the beach, where I found Epona. I wondered why the game had decided to put her here. Was the game implying she was trying to get a drink? Unable to take the mask off, I decided that riding the steed wasn't the reason she was placed there. Suddenly I realized that Epona kept neighing, and the way she was angled made it look like she was trying to signal a point to me off in the distance. I have not played this game, and I did not know that Epona was a horse immediately. It was somewhat of a jarring detail. Okay. It was a hunch, but I dove into Great Bay and started swimming. Sure enough, I almost missed it. I found something at the bottom of the ocean. One last Elegy of Emptiness statue. I went down to examine it, and suddenly my Zora started doing a choking animation I had never seen a Zora do before, which didn't even make sense because Zoras can breathe underwater. Regardless, my character choked to death and died. And again, the statue was the only thing that was highlighted in my death. I didn't respawn this time. I was booted back to the main menu, as if I restarted the console. The press start screen was before me. I knew the only reason why it would put me here is because the save files have changed again. Taking a deep breath, I pressed start, and I was right. The new save files told me about Ben. Now it made sense why the statue appeared when I tried to go to the laundry pool. The game must have anticipated how I would have tried to escape the day 4 Clocktown. The 2 save files told me his fate. As I suspected, Ben was dead. He had drowned. The game obviously isn't through with me. It taunts me with the new save files. It wants me to keep playing. It wants me to go further, but I'm done with this shit. I'm not touching any more of the files. This is already way too horrifying for me, and I don't even believe in the paranormal, but I'm running out of explanations. Why would someone send me this message? I don't understand it. I just get too depressed thinking about this. The footage is up here for those who want to see it and try to analyze it. Maybe there's some kind of coded message in the gibberish or something. I'm too mentally drained to fuck with it anymore. Would you play Vendrowned? I mean, from what it's described so far... One, I haven't played the actual Majora's Mask, which I do need to do someday. I need to stream it someday. But from what it's described so far, I would play it and just be like, oh, haha, this is a, hacked thing. And then I would, post about it somewhere. I would not think any of this is paranormal. I haven't, no. I need to, one of these days. I need to, legally play it on stream. Play Ocarina of Time, it's better. We'll see. Okay. 1 second. I am a real gamer, I am! Okay, part 3. I'm trying to adjust my mic a little bit because I'm leaning over to try and get closer to it. I guess I could just pick it up actually. I don't know why I never do that. I know it's early in the morning. I've stayed up all night. I can't sleep. I don't care if people see this. That's not the point. I just want the word to get spread so I don't suffer for nothing. I've lost the will to type about this. The less I dwell on it, the better. I think the video just speaks for itself. I did what you guys told me to do. I played the Elegy of Emptiness song at the first prompt by the game I was given. But I think that's what the game or Ben... Christ, I can't even believe I'm even humoring the absurd idea that he exists in the game. What Ben wanted me to do. He's following me now. Not just in the game, he's in my dreams. I see him all the time, behind my back, just watching me. I haven't gone to any of my classes. I've stayed in my dorm room with all the windows closed and the blinds shut. That way I know he can't watch me, but he still gets me when I play. When I play, he can still see me. The game is scaring me now. It talked to me for the first time. Not just using text that's already in the game. It spoke to me. Talked to me. It referenced Ben. Talked to me. I don't know what it means. I don't know what it wants. I never wanted this. I just wanted my old life back. Stuff like this doesn't happen to people like me. I'm just a kid. I'm not even old enough to drink yet. It's not fair. I want to go home. I want to see my parents again. I'm so far away from home here at this school. I just want to hug my mom again. I want to forget the statue's horrible blank face. My original game file is back, just the way I left it before it was gone. I don't want to play anymore. I feel like something bad will happen if I don't, but that's impossible. It's a video game. On it or not, it can't hurt me, right? Seriously, though, it can't, right? That's what I keep telling myself, but every time I think about it, I'm not so sure. Let me just clear things up. I know you guys are worried, but Jed Usable is okay. Oh, previous author, I suppose. He finished moving out today, and he said he's going back home. He's just taking the semester off. I'm not really sure what's happened. I have a vague idea, but you guys probably know more than I do. I'm Jade Usable's roommate, and obviously I knew something was wrong with him for a few days now. He stayed in his room all the time, fell out of contact with all of his friends. Pretty sure he hasn't been eating hardly anything, and the second day I couldn't stay in there anymore. So I've been crashing at Buddy's place, only coming into my room to get stuff that I need. I tried talking to him a few times, but he would cut me off or keep the conversation brief when I asked him about his strange behavior. It was like he was convinced something was hunting him. Yesterday I came to grab my philosophy book and he approached me, looking awful, like horrible bags under his eyes. He handed me a flash drive and gave me specific instructions. He told me that he needs me to do one last favor for him. He finally explained to me what's been going on, gave me the account info to his YouTube account, told me that he's getting away from here, that it lured him to play it again instead of trying to change things, and that he shouldn't have done that, and to upload the footage and inform people what happened. I told him he could do it himself, and he got this wild look in his eye and told me that he's never looking at that game again. And that's the last thing he said to me. He never even said bye when his parents came to pick him up. I never even got to meet his parents. I honestly can't tell you what happened. When he spoke, it was kind of hard to understand him, and his fucked up appearance really distracted me. On the flash drive, there was this footage of the game last night. On the flash drive, there was the footage of the game last night, a text document with his name and a password for YouTube, and a third document called thetruth.txt, containing what he told me were his notes that he'd taken. He told me that this meant everything to him, that I follow his instructions exactly. Normally I wouldn't be so to the letter for a request over a fucking video game, but the way he spoke and the way he looked made me know this was really serious. And I'm gonna honor that. I've had this video since yesterday, but had to have someone help me use Pinnacle. That's not really my forte. After watching it, I had to go back through and look at his other videos on his YouTube account to realize what was going on. And even then, I'm really confused. The video I'm releasing tonight, thetruth.txt, will be released on September 15, just like he requested. I haven't dared peek at it yet, so the first time I see it will be the first time you see it, out of respect for my friend. To answer your questions, no, I haven't tried calling him yet. I think I'll give him a call tomorrow to see if he's okay or not. He should have gotten back home by now. About the video. In this video, I cut straight to where he loaded the Ben file in the game. Looking back, I realized that Jad Usable left the save select screen in because it said different names sometimes, so my bad for that, but all it said this time was the name at the end of this last video, Lincoln Ben, nothing different. I wasn't there when he played it, but it looks to me like in the beginning when he first spawns, he's testing out his equipment or he's seeing what items he has or something, because apparently they've changed randomly before. Then after that, I just think the game got too personal for him. Yeah, having an existential crisis over a ROM hack. I don't know. Games like this, things like this are pretty hard to take seriously for me, but they're fun. It's really interesting that this one, of all of them, was like one of the most popular, one of the most read. But even when I read them back in like high school, this was not one that really scared me too much. I thought it was neat, but I don't know. Part 5, the truth. Hey guys, Jed Usable here. Hey everybody, it's Markiplier. This will be the last time you will be hearing from me. And this is my final gift to you. These are the notes that I have taken and the realizations I've made. Before I delve into this, I want to thank you for following me, and thank you for listening. It feels like the weight of a powerful burden is about to be lifted. By the time you read this, I won't be around anymore, but after spending 4 days with this maddening game, I have begun to understand what's really at play here, and hopefully after reading this we can ensure that this never happens again. There are things that I could not share with you while this was going on due to the circumstances, which I'll explain. With Ben blocking any attempt I made to try and relay the truth to you, I tried ever so subtly to warn you guys in various ways. Amidst the chaos and my delirium, I devised a barely noticeable pattern in my videos. In all 5 videos I recorded over the 4 days, I have either had the Mask of Truth, interacted with a Gossip Stone, or the Lens of Truth equipped at some point. For you Zelda enthusiasts, these are all symbols of honesty and trustworthiness, and I would hope that one of you may have picked up on the reference. As I played the file, which I would name Ben, being mindful of how Ben was watching over my every move in the game, I made a point to avoid doing anything too obvious, but I sent out a hidden message to you guys. I never equipped the lens nor the mask nor visited a stone. It worked, and the video was uploaded. I prayed that someone would notice the pattern didn't apply to Ben. The tags followed suit too. I hope you guys paid attention to those as well. They were my little messages to you, nothing big enough that would catch Ben's attention or make him suspect anything. With Ben manipulating and changing my files, I honestly hope that what you guys saw was close to what actually happened, but there's no way for me to know. This may be a long read. I don't have time to proofread or make all of my research pretty, but here it all is. Oh, we've got dates now. Wasn't there a date at the first one? Hold on a second. Let me go back up here. Oh no, okay. So let me see. Where was I? Okay. September 6th, 2010. Okay, yeah, that sounds about right. 11 p.m. Can't believe what happened. Not sure if this is some kind of elaborate hoax, despite the fear. I can't help but be exceptionally curious about this. Who or what is the statue? Lots of questions here. I'm starting this document as a diary so I can keep track of everything. I'm typing up a summary of what happened so I can come back to it later. September 7th. 2:10 a.m. Okay, that was part 1. 4:23 a.m. I can't sleep. I've been trying so hard, but the harder I try, I just get more restless. I just feel like that statue is appearing whenever I close my eyes. 8:20 a.m. Didn't sleep at all, just going to start my day. I don't think I have the energy to go to class today. I'm going to drive back down to talk to that old man. Taking my buddy Tyler with me just in case. 1:18 p.m. Back home now, no sign of the old man. Really weird that he appears to be moving the next day. But maybe the for sale sign was there yesterday and I just didn't notice. Tyler wants to know what's gotten me all worked up. I didn't tell him. Gonna eat, feel like death. 3:46 p.m. Could have sworn driving back from Subway that I saw the elegy statue buried in some shrubbery, staring at me go by. Now I definitely need sleep. 5 p.m. Don't think a lot of people would believe me if I told them about what's happening. I think I'm gonna try posting this on the internet. I think I'll just use the summary. These notes are pretty sporadic. 6 p.m. Connected my capture card to the computer to upload the footage. Thought my computer froze for a second. Made this strange popping sound when I hooked everything up. But now it seems to be working fine again. The computer can't die on me now. 7 p.m. Footage is finished uploading. The quality's gotten a lot better than I thought it would be. Gee, guess this is a really special cartridge. I've never had it come through the screen before. 8:45 p.m. I thought I saw an icon pop up on my desktop that looked like the statue's face for a split second. Gave me quite a scare. Getting really unnerved and delirious. I'm gonna crash after this. 9 p.m. Uploading my YouTube videos on an alternate account. 9:03 p.m. I don't remember having uploaded a Vampire the Masquerade Bloodlines video last year. This was probably the account that I shared with my friend of mine last summer. Hope he doesn't mind me using it to upload this. Okay. 9:55 p.m. Posting my summary of day 4 with a link to the YouTube video. Gonna try to stay awake, but I'm so tired right now. September 8th. 10:48 a.m. I had a dream about the statue. I dreamed that it was following me in my dream, that I would be minding my own business when I'd feel my neck hairs stand on end. I would turn around and that thing would be staring at me with those empty eyes. Okay, I'm gonna just skip some of this, because these entries are kind of annoying. And just repeating stuff. Okay. September 8th, 3 p.m. My computer just on its own opened up a text document and wrote the words hi and cleverbot.com by itself. What the fuck? I went to the website. It's one of those bot chatting programs. I think it's best if I just let the conversation speak for itself. Oh god, I have to do a voice? I was reading this one because I didn't want to do a voice. 1 second. Let me check a couple of things here. Stretch a little bit. Professional speaker. I am far from a professional speaker. My speaking is novice at best. Okay. You do pay me, that's fair. Okay. What does Cleverbot sound like? What does Cleverbot possessed by Ben sound like? I do silly voices, okay? I don't know serious voices. Okay, it starts with the user. Hello? And Cleverbot. Hello. Who is this, and how are you able to control my computer? Who am I? Right, forgot, you're a bot. Do you really think that? Listen, I know whoever's fucking with my computer can see my screen right now. Yes. Yeah, and I'll wager that you're one of those IT kids who thinks he's tough shit. You know what you're doing right now is illegal, right? Is it? No shit, are you familiar with the terms invasion of privacy? Get the fuck off my computer, kid. I am your computer. Cool story. Anyway, I'm calling DPS. You picked a bad time to fuck with me, kid. Should I wait until you play the game, then? What? That game. Majora's Mask? Yes. How did you know about that? Because what? I did it. Did what? I played with you. What the fuck? Were you scared? Who the fuck is this? Ben? The statue? You're inside my computer now? Yes. How? You connected me. How the hell did I connect you? Cables and cords. How? Tell me about yourself. What? Tell me about yourself. What do you mean? What is it that really scares you? What the fuck? Answer. No. Answer. What the fuck? How did you just open that by yourself? I am your computer now. How much can you control? All. All. What do you want from me? To entertain? You're stuck inside there? You can't hurt me? Huh? Go play. No, you can't hurt me. Took you longer to type that. So? You're not sure. If you're so powerful, why use a ridiculous website like this to chat with me? Less messy, more structured, fun. Fun? Yes. Tradition. I like it. You think it's funny? Amusing? And my notes? You may write them down. Why are you letting me? It is amusing to see what you think of me. Window closes. 3:50 p.m. What have I done? I've invited it into my computer. I've continued to write these notes, write my summaries. I feel like I'm a prisoner in my own place of security. I don't know if I'm hallucinating or not. I feel like I'm fucking insane right now. I can feel it watching over me, even as I type this. Ben is controlling everything in the game, toying with me, leading me like a sheep. But for what? What's the purpose? I know Ben drowned, but why these hauntings? What the fuck am I even doing? It can probably even see this right now. 7:18 p.m. Ben called me to Cleverbot again. He tells me that he's sorry and wants to be free, and that I can free him, that just like how he got my computer from the capture card, he can spread, but he needs my help. He says I'm special because I can help him. It's the first nice thing he's said. He promises to leave me alone if I do it. He swears he will. I don't know what to think right now. How can I even trust this thing? I'm terrified of it, but now it's saying that it was just having fun. It's twisted and fucked up version of fun. He's saying that the game is over. I do want it to be over. He says that he just wants to be free, that he's trapped in the cartridge in my computer and he wants to be freed. I don't want to have to deal with this shit. I don't know how long I can deal with the watching. It's watching my every move, every keystroke. I have nothing private anymore. It knows everything that's been on my computer. It tells that if it wanted to, it could do horrible things to me. But it hasn't, so I should trust it. 8:01 p.m. Something tells me that I'm being played again, just like in the game. 9:29 p.m. Ben called me to Cleverbot again. I ignored it and went to go take a shower. When I came to my laptop, I was welcomed with an image of an elegy statue staring at me with those dead eyes. I don't want to talk to him. 9:44 p.m. Fuck you, Ben, I'm not talking to you. 9:56 p.m. Fuck you, Ben, I'm not talking. Fuck you, Ben, I'm not talking to you. Fuck you, Ben, I'm not talking to you. 10:45 p.m. It's been more than half an hour and the messages have stopped. Ben has stopped. I'm beginning to think that Ben isn't confined to my computer cartridge. I'm beginning to feel something. It's hard to explain it. I've never been spiritual, but there's something different about the air in my dorm room now. 11:42 p.m. I'm beginning to see the elegy statue randomly as I search the internet in places I shouldn't. Places where he shouldn't be. I'd be scrolling down and suddenly I'd be staring at a picture of the elegy statue. Always the elegy statue. I don't know how much more of this I can take. September 9th, 12:35 a.m. My worst fears confirmed. Ben has tampered with my summary of ben.wmv. I looked at the summary that I posted on various forums for the file, and parts of it have been omitted. There's no mention of Ben existing outside the game. There's no mention of the Moon Children. How could he have been that quick to delete the post without me noticing? I'm wondering if maybe it appeared to me that I was posting everything, but in reality Ben was posting his own censored version. I'm gonna ask Ben why he did it. 12:50 a.m. He isn't responding to me on Cleverbot. It's just giving the generic responses it usually does. I'm just talking to a bot this time. 1:24 a.m. I think Ben is mad at me. 10:43 a.m. The Moon Children appeared in my dreams last night. They lifted up their masks to reveal their hideously disfigured faces. Maggots crawling out of their orifices, sunken black holes where the eyes should be. A yellow smile that grew bigger and bigger as they came closer to me. They told me that they wanted to play. I tried to run from them, but the 4 children pinned me down to the ground with surprising strength. Over them stood the happy mask salesman, announcing that he had a new mask that he wanted me to try. In his spastic, sudden movements, he took out a mask modeled off of someone's face that I couldn't recognize, a younger-looking face, and handed it to the Moon Children. Giggling, they latched it to my face, their horrible, broken bodies bouncing up and down. 2 of them held me down while the other 2 began to sew the mask onto my face. My shrieks and screams caused the happy mask salesman's face to turn into the most horrific smile I had ever seen. He sporadically moved around, examining this procedure like a curious doctor. I flailed around, but it was no use. My eyes rolled into the back of my head because of the pain. It felt so real, but I couldn't wake up. No matter how hard I tried, I couldn't wake up. After the mask was melded onto my flesh, they began sewing my legs together, then my arms, The horrific feeling of a needle puncturing your legs, pulling them in. Rupturing your tendons and tying them together resonated throughout my entire body. I tried to scream, but the mask was pressed so tightly against my face that it was my new face, and my new face had no mouth. I didn't make a sound. I tried telling myself in my head that I was dreaming, tried telling myself again and again, and suddenly the moon children stopped and looked at me. They just stared, and the happy mask salesman slowly bent down and stared at me, inches away from my face, and grinned, and simply said, "You've met with a terrible fate, haven't you?" Before the moon children resumed with increased vigor. I couldn't wake up. It wouldn't let me wake up until they had crafted me into another elegy statue. I woke up sweating, crying, shaking uncontrollably. I immediately ran to my computer and went for Ben. September 9th. Conversation 1. Answer me, Ben. Welcome back. What is the point of doing this? Why? Amusing to see. How? Fun to play, fun to toy with you, make you feel safe. I wonder how you would have reacted. To what? If I hadn't revealed myself and stayed hidden, only doing little things to play with you. Close out your windows, turn off your computer, move your mouse by itself. Little things. Make you wonder if I am there, but you never know. Give you little hints that I am. I wanted to do something different with you. You've done this before? Yes, and I will do it again. To who, Ben? Oh, to who? Ben? Did you know Ben? Won't tell that information to you. How did Ben die? You know. No, but how did he drown? Won't tell that to you. Why? It is reserved for another. Who? Another who asks. When? Later. The window is closed. I'm beginning to think that this thing maybe isn't Ben at all. In its sadistic nature, I would be surprised if it took the boy's name after it killed him. Okay, pause. In between the chatting, there's supposed to be an ad, I think, but my ad blocker's on. So it's just Cleverbot, another who asks, and then advertisements, and then user, when. I almost read advertisements out loud. I had forgotten completely about this part. I had zero memory of any of this. Okay. September 9th, 12:04 p.m. My room is beginning to feel different again. There's something out there. I feel really threatened, like there's something that's trying to reach out and strangle me, but it can't quite get there. I think Ben doesn't want to play with me anymore. I'll play again. I'll play the game again, Ben. Can you see this? I'll play the game again, please. Just stop this, please. 1:41 p.m. I'm going insane trying to decide what is real and what isn't. Is Ben just playing a trick on me, or is this for real? Is Ben generating these replies, or are people actually posting them? Did I just see that screen flicker, or was it my imagination? Imagine depending on the internet and trusting your eyes for your entire life and then being blinded. You can't rely on it anymore. You second guess everything. For the brief moments I am looking at my responses to the videos, people were pointing out things that looked fake or photoshopped or whatever, and there's no way for me to tell if Ben changed something on purpose to try and shut me up, or if maybe those replies were just constructed by Ben to try and discourage me from reaching out. See, I get caught in this infinite fucking loop like this, and this is what has been wearing on my sanity and pushing me to the edge. As I'm writing this, there's no way of even telling if anyone even cares as much as I think they do. Just another fucking trick. Does this whole document even exist? Am I writing nothing?
What the hell are you talking about?
Okay, September 9th, conversation 2. User. What is it? What's the point of playing? I die whenever I do anything. You die because you can't figure out the secret. What? Thematic. What the fuck are you talking about? Their beauty in your suffering. What the fuck is this, man? Their beauty in your suffering. Ben is making me play the game again. It tells me it has something very important to show me. Summary of Drowned playthrough, summary of children playthrough. September 10th, 11:52 a.m. The Drowned playthrough was up when I woke up today. I remember typing it up, but I don't ever remember posting it. He censored it again. There's no mention of the old man. I have no voice anymore. I'm only posting what he wants me to. I'm the mask he uses to disguise himself as he lies. There's an entire video summary of a video that I don't remember doing. Reading through the summary, this sounds morbid, resembling my dream from 2 nights ago, except on a far more sadistic scale. These moon children, there's something more to them. Almost as if they're another entity from Ben. Something happened last night that I can't remember. I'm posting the 4th summary in the forums now. Shadow of my chair is moving. Ben won't let me visit you. This sounds like a fucking abusive relationship. Ben won't let me visit YouTube. I can browse the rest of the sites, but he keeps on exiting the window when I go to YouTube. Why? I'm feeling the air start to constrict. I don't think I'm alone here. Whatever it is has been getting more violent. I'm trying to contact Ben on Cleverbot. He's not responding. I just get the AI. My ears aren't fooling me. I'm hearing the reverse song of healing. I keep hearing it. Now I'm positive. Earlier I thought it was a weird coincidence, but now I just went to open my window and 3 floors down, at ground level, I saw the old man. I'm completely positive I did. The same guy. He was just staring up at my window, standing in the middle of the campus. Ben says shorts are bad for me. Yeah, no stream, guys. Ben won't let me. Ben says he wants me all to himself tonight. I'm scared. Okay. That's where my notes end. I've fled my room, taking the cartridge with me. I don't want to go into details of what happened. That banging actually scared me. There he is. There's Ben. Okay, where was I? I don't want to go into details of what happened. I'll lose my train of thought as I hammer out these last details. It's been roughly 2 days since then. This is my last summary The last video I made began as normal. When I spawned in Clocktown as usual and nothing seemed to be out of place, determined to set things right and play the Oath to Order on top of the clock tower on the 4th day, I prepared myself. I sped up time and got to the final day, making my way to the observatory. As I got up to the telescope room and approached the astronomer, spelled wrong, astronomer, he would not let me look into the telescope. He told me that it would be cheating and that I should follow the rules. Despite my repeated efforts, the game would not let me do the 4th day glitch, no matter how hard or what I tried. I tried working around the game and doing the glitch, but it was adamant this time. Regardless of if I simply had the illusion of free will in prior games, this time the game became more aggressive than anything I've ever seen. It eventually told me to go to Ikana Canyon, where the game would end, and it would stop haunting me. Anxious and desperate to end this nightmare, I played the Song of Soaring and ended up there. I was told to check my inventory, that I would find the answers there to end the game. I arrived at Ikana Canyon, and my saved progress at the owl statue, saved my progress at the owl statue. As I searched through my inventory, I finally noticed that I was missing a reoccurring song, the Elegy of Emptiness. Obviously, since I traveled there and learned the song, I suppose that the last thing I needed before Ben decided it had had enough fun playing with me. Ben is a manipulator. He tries to fool his victims into security and makes you drop your guard. Like a Venus flytrap, he ensnares them. I am nothing but a puppet to him. He enjoys seeing what kind of human emotions he can tap into by doing different things. There are still some things about this whole experience that don't make sense. But then again, I never was good at figuring out these things, and I'm not exactly in the right state of mind to. I'm giving you all the pieces of the puzzle for you to analyze and put together the missing links. I'm typing these closing thoughts on the library computer on campus, and I've emailed myself the notes I have stored on my infected computer from the last 4 days. I'm then going to combine those, copy-paste those notes with the closing openings that I've typed here on the safe public computer into one text document. I'm not taking any chances spreading Ben. I would not wish this horrible torment on anyone, and I've made sure to have my bases covered here. I didn't run into any problems with Ben when I was back on my computer trying to email myself the notes. Went right under his fucking nose. He has no idea what he just let me do. He had no problems opening the text document from my infected computer in my email, either. I can't describe to you how it feels to finally be able to get the word out in this post. The nightmare ends here. I think I hate OP. I think OP is kind of a bitch and kind of retarded. But no horror story gets very far without a moderately stupid main character. Do not download any of my videos or anything about my videos through a YouTube video, audio ripper, screen grabber, whatever. I don't know how we can spread, but I know that just watching them on YouTube, reading my text won't be able to allow them to spread. Otherwise, he wouldn't have needed my help in the first place, but I strongly recommend you do not take anything you see streaming online onto your own personal computer. They have to be a little dumb at least. They don't have to be this dumb. There was that Minecraft story, Minecraft horror story, the King in Yellow one. It's almost done. There's a little bit more left. But that King in Yellow story, the main character is actually pretty smart for the most part. Which makes the thing like that's guiding him even more. The estimated reading was 1 hour. Which, I mean, I could probably read this in an hour, but I'm, narrating and trying to put on a voice a little bit. We're almost there. Almost done. This will be my last posting. I'm putting up on this forum here for the world. It doesn't help that a lot of this has like typos. If you can see any further posts from me after today's current date, September 12th, and after the current time, discredit them. It already has proven to me that Ben can access my account and manipulate my computer. And like I said, I have no idea to what extent it can do this, but know that it'll do anything to break free. He's desperate. To ensure your safety, just forget about me, please. And obviously this goes without saying, but from here on out, do not download any images I may have put up, any files, anything. This 5th day will be my last day. I'm gonna burn the cartridge and then come back to destroy my laptop. Again, even though I don't even know you, this is really sort of bittersweet for me. This semester I really didn't have any friends, or rather I stopped paying attention to them. But I suppose that's partially to blame, because I am the genius who picked to live in a single. I suppose someone to get a hold of me and save me, but what is he saying here? Oh, okay, whatever. However, it proved to be too much for me. I'm just glad it happened to me and that I could get the warning out. Lastly, thank you for taking the time to open this and open yourselves up to me by hearing my story, despite maybe not believing me. You didn't have to do that. Really, you shouldn't have. Your support this entire time has kept me going, and now I'm finally free of this. Well, there's a little review at the end. A little, like... Okay, that's interesting. I guess that's it. I feel like I missed something here. You want me to read the little... There's a bit of this, I guess. Okay, I'm gonna put on my my YouTube essay voice for this next part. Hold on. Part of the effectiveness of the Vendrowned story comes from the manner in which the story was unfolded to the audience, both in the pacing, the use of several storytelling modes, and initially, the presentation of the narrative as a true story. Basically, the story works so well, not just because of what it is told, but because of how it was told. Employing some of the tropes common to the found footage subgenre of horror movies, a user known as Jadusable posted his story as a plea for assistance, whilst also sharing the creepy circumstance in which he found himself. By presenting this story as a real dilemma to begin with, he allowed the tale's first readers and those willing to suspend disbelief to experience something known as the fantastic. Without going too deep and getting all nerdy and boffin-like about it, the fantastic is a name given to the state where the reader of a story doesn't quite know whether the tale is true or false. Originally described by a critic named Zvertan Todorov, it basically means the sweet spot between thinking that something is weird and a bit odd, but still just about explainable logically, the uncanny, and being a completely supernatural experience that is beyond explanation, the marvelous. When the reader is teetering between these 2 points and unable to decide conclusively whether the story is one or the other, they experience the fantastic. It's a method employed by everyone from classic weavers of terror tales like Edgar Allan Poe, all the way up to makers of the Blair Witch Project, who managed to fool their initial audiences into thinking that the footage discovered in the Baltimore forest was genuine, thereby scaring the bejesus out of them in the same way that if Alex Hall clearly intended for his readership. I hate the reviewer just as much as it would be. In Jadusable's case, the fantastic is used to maximum effect by varying the way the story is delivered, with the different modes lending authenticity and plausibility to the story. Unfortunately, he is retarded. And that is all for tonight. My throat is beginning to hurt. This music is annoying me. And I am very scared of all of these skeletons around me. I think they are going to kill me. All right, that's enough of that. Thank you guys for coming by to this read along thingy. I am a little broken. I've genuinely maybe understood 10% of what I read. It's actually difficult to think about narrating something and also like understand what you're reading. I never really thought about that before. It's very strange. Strange feeling. I'm reading the words, but the meaning of the words isn't 100% registering in my brain. And now that I did the British voice, I feel like I'm going to be stuck in that for a little bit. I can feel a little bit of it. It's like stuck in the back of my voice. It's very strange. Maybe I should do the next one in the British voice. Oh, I mean, yeah, Opie does suck at writing. I think it was going for, that, like kind of like the review was saying, that found footage aspect of, but like an online post, right? Written in the way that like, oh, it's something you'd find online. But it really detracted at times from the story itself. I think it was also just kind of dated. The Cleverbot thing was kind of silly. But that does not make it. It makes it difficult to read when there's like typos and stuff in there. There was a number of times where I did not read the text as is. Like I had to change some of it because it was fucked up, or it was like just not written in a way that made sense. Keeps trying to one up itself when it should have ended. Yeah, the entire second half with like the notes, like the real story, that didn't really make much sense. It should have ended before that. It should have ended even, I think, before the friend came in and like, said, my friend went crazy. I don't know. It was fun to read it again, though. It was kind of nostalgic. I'm pretty sure I read all of this in one night. Yeah, last time. I just, like, binged it and then probably watched, like, a YouTube video on it or something. What rating do you give Vendrowned? I'll have to give this one a 2 out of 10. Did not spook. Did not shiver me timbers. Honestly, even back when I initially read it in high school, it was not one of my favorites. I'll have to give this horror a 2 out of 5. I worry about that man. Maybe one day he'll learn to use breadcrumbs, but I have my doubts. Okay, I will read that one eventually. I'm kind of curious. It's been such a long time since I've looked at it. Maybe I'll do that one next. I need to save this scene. I put so much work into finding all these skeletons. Okay. Yeah, fuck. It's that late? Okay. Bye-bye. Thank you guys for coming. Yasumi, don't let Ben get you. Don't let him get you. He's abusive. Don't let him do it. Somebody could probably turn this into like a light novel. The ghost possessing my dorm room is abusive. Could be a fun slice of life. Maybe, you know, put in like a rough divorce arc. Good night.